So then guys, before we get into today's episode, we bring you the FA Cup third round draw. Let's see who we get out of the hat. All the big teams in the draw for today's third round. Going to draw all the teams, and we have been handed the home tie against League One Gillingham. Only a few seasons ago we were in the same league as Gillingham, but now we're in the Premier League. They are still in League One. So that's the third round draw. That will come in January, so a few more episodes time. Today though, we've got Crystal Palace at home and we've got Bournemouth away, plus we've got all the roundup of the previous games as well. As always, roll the intro. Right then guys, since we last met against Burnley, which was a 2-1 win at Turf Moor, we have lost our unbeaten streak against Chelsea. 2-0 loss at London Road. Very strong Chelsea side. Courtois, Heisig, De Vrij should I say, Azpilicueta, Kante, João Mario, Kevin Volland, Oscar Willian and Diego Costa in their first 11. As you can see here, stats pretty even compared to the two sides. Diego Costa and Oscar in the second half securing the win for them. We had Jason Cummings sent off and he's now suspended for 3 games, which is a bit of a problem. We followed that up with a 2-0 defeat against West Brom in the EFL Cup quarter-final. Had to rotate the squad, so you can see here McGee, Burke, Williams, Lee Evans, Max Clayton, Andreas Pereira, Lookman, Clough all came in and they just finished the game off within the first half. Nasir Chadli and Rondon with the goals. Finally, we had Swansea away and we absolutely destroyed them. 3-0. Dwight Gale with a brace. Jermaine Anderson with the third goal, and we had a very, very good away day at the Swans. As you see here, Andre Wisdom an 8.9, Dwight Gale an 8.8, and very, very comfortable win. They're big players, someone like Gylfi Sigurdsson, Sheje Ocho, Gary Hooper didn't really get out of the starting blocks today. So all in all, bounce back with a win against the side we should do. That keeps us 13th in the league, as you can see here. We are a massive 10 points ahead of the relegation zone. 4 wins, 6 draws, 4 losses. And again, as you can see, the losses that have come against Chelsea, West Ham, Stoke and Man United. Big teams in the Premier League. All in all, not a bad set of results in between. But today we play Crystal Palace, who see themselves in 8th, and we play Bournemouth, who see themselves in 17th. So 2 very, very winnable games in my estimations here. As you can see in the squad, Rob Holding with a little bit of an injury, he's out for 3 or 4 days. Marcos Llorente's coming back from injury, and as you said, Jason Cummings is suspended for the next couple of games. So we'll be back with the squad in just 2 secs. So this is the team we're going to be setting out with. We've got Joe Wildsmith in goal, Sean Kavanagh. Burke comes in for the injured Holding. Baldwin alongside him with Wisdom at right back. Forrest and Anderson in the middle. We've got Bakary Sacco and Leo da Silva Lopez on the wings. And João Teixeira with Dwight Gale up top. Very, very good partnership that's building here between those two. Hopefully that continues today. On the bench we've got Clough, Lookman, Clayton, Madison, Evans, Pereira and Williams. On the Crystal Palace lineup, they're setting up with a 4-4-2. Flanagan, Dan, Tompkins, Varela in the back. We've got Mandanda in goal. Victor Wanyama in the middle of the midfield with Jordan Much. Andros Townsend on the left. Wilfred Zaha on the right. Conor Wickham and La Padula up front. Peruvian striker, 16 finishing, 15 composure. Someone we're going to have to keep an eye on. On the bench, they've still got Wayne Hennessy. They've got Joe Ledley, Forsberg, I know, and Jason Puncheon as well. So let's get straight into this. Should be a very competitive game. We see ourselves in 11th. Palace are in 8th. We're on a fairly good run of form, even though the Chelsea result didn't go our way. Dwight Gale now into Sacco. Sacco is going to try and beat his man, but plays it back to Forrester, into Jermaine, into João, back to Forrester. That's the little triangle that I keep talking about. Keeping hold of the ball into Leo, into Dwight Gale. Dwight Gale makes it 1-0 to the Posh against his former side. It's always going to happen whenever a player comes up against their former side. That pushes us up to 8th in the league, 21 points, halfway to our total that we want by the end of the year. Forrester into Anderson, Anderson into Leo. Leo just tucks it round the corner. I think they're number 6. Who's that? Not Tompkins. They're number 6. Scott Dan keeping him on side there. 10 minutes now in 10 minutes left of the first half. Nothing's really happened since Dwight scores. Saka now with a free kick. Oh, it was looking good. Hits the wall and bounces off to Anderson. Anderson was going to whip it in, trying to find Dwight Gale, but Leo then recycles that ball. He's got two men on him, plays it out to Sacco. Sacco out to Kavanagh. Kavanagh's going to try and whip it in, and he does. Anderson meets it. Anderson's there. Anderson makes it 2-0 to the Posh. 10 minutes before half-time. That's his 4th goal of the season. And Palace do have their work cut out now. That drops them down to 10th. We have leapfrogged them. So Kavanagh now on this left-hand side. Whips it in. Anderson gets up. Flanagan does get just stumbles over there, falls back to Anderson's feet, and he calmly slots it home. That's 2-0 to the Posh going into the half time. Teixeira now with a corner out to Wisdom. Wisdom into Baldwin, but it's a good tackle there by Townsend. But Anderson's going to recycle that ball again into Andre Wisdom. Wisdom into Zhao. Zhao into Leo. Leo over to Andre Wisdom. Wisdom's going to try and whip it in. Out to Anderson. Into Teixeira. Teixeira makes it 3-0 to the Posh. 2 or 3 minutes just before half time. That's a double header there from the boys. Made it 3-0 in quick succession. Wisdom now on the right hand side gets blocked by Flanagan. Anderson into Zhao. Zhao just turns on a sixpence with his pink boots and scores the 3rd goal. Lovely way to start the episode. 3-0 up, first half. Can I say the game's over? Potentially it could be, but you never know. With this Peterborough United side, they can always slip up. Don't want them changing. Don't want them taking their foot off the gas. Just said there, you might be winning, but all can still change if your performance levels drop. Don't want that to happen. I want to see them continue with the way they're going. Fantastic performances. Sacco probably the only one in the kind of front 6 or 7 on a 6.9. So I might bring someone like Ademola Lookman on, see what he can do, or even someone like Marcus Maddison who can wreak havoc down that left-hand side. People need to worry about Chris Forrester on a 77%, Reece Burke on 75%. I can bring Jordan Williams on, do have him on the bench. Let's see how the second half kicks in. First we'll highlight the second half now. Hour gone. De Silva Lopez on this right-hand side. Going to push it out to Wisdom. Wisdom's always there on that right-hand side. Going to push it into the middle. And Sacco's there. Makes it 4-0 to the Posh. Andre Wisdom, the last couple of games has been absolutely phenomenal at right back. I was a bit iffy bringing him in the summer, but he's brought some fantastic assists on that right-hand side. Swings it into the back post, and Bakary Sacco is there for his 2nd or 3rd goal of the season. Lovely to see. And now I'm going to bring off someone like Reece Burke and probably Chris Forrester as well. Don't want them getting injured. Jordan Williams is going to come off for, I think, his first start in the Premier League. Chris Forrester is going to come off, and I'm going to push Leo back. I'm going to bring Max Clayton on the right hand side. Let's see what we can do. I am going to bring Ademola Lookman on that left hand side just to get him a little bit of game time on that left hand side. Sacco's been great for us. 8.2, so he was struggling on a 6.9 at the second half, and now he's on an 8.2. We're taking him off. Fantastic game for Bakary Sacco, but Palace now coming forward. Lapadula coming forward now, taking on Jack Baldwin, but Jermaine Anderson does the box-to-box role fantastically well there. Williams takes it out to Leo. Leo plays it back to Wildsmith, just keeping hold of the ball, keeping possession, trying to find Lookman on that left-hand side. Takes that ball fantastically well. Dwight Gale surrounded by players, as is Clayton, into Jermaine Anderson. Jermaine Anderson, what a hit! That's 5-0 now to the Posh. 10 minutes to go. Lovely flowing forward football there. Wildsmith, great ball out to Lookman on the left. Took it down fantastically well. Gale slightly behind Clayton there. Anderson takes the ball in his stride, fires it across Steve Mandanda, and that's Peterborough United 5, Crystal Palace 0. What a way to start the episode. Wasn't expecting this at all. I know we've been in fairly decent form. Emre Moore now with a corner, but Andre Wisdom gets it out, and then so does Jermaine Anderson. Teixeira launches it forward to Dwight Gale, one-on-one with John Flanagan. He takes it round the man, but again, good defending there by Crystal Palace. Lookman now on this left-hand side. Pushes it into the middle, but Tompkins gets the ball away, and so does Joe Ledley. Launches it forward to Lapadula. Lapadula, he's absolutely skinned Jordan Williams there. Tackles pushed it out to Punchin, but Baldwin's made an amazing tackle on Andros Townsend. Ledley now picks that ball up, trying to find John Flanagan, but plays the ball behind him. Final few seconds now in the game. Williams gets the ball out, and that is an amazing result for the boys. 5-0, clean sheet, scoring goals for fun. Jermaine Anderson with the player of the match, 9.5. What a game. 2 goals, 1 assist. Ran 9.3 miles in the game as well. Awesome performance for Jermaine Anderson. And his attributes continue to fly up there. I think he's there or thereabouts with where he finishes up as a player. But as long as he continues to grow and continues to push in these amazing performances, he's on a 7.08 now in the league. An amazing performance from Jermaine. Absolutely delighted with that. Let's see how that comes out when all the teams have played kind of on this Sunday as well. So that keeps us in the top 10. So all the fixtures have been played. West Ham beat Everton, United beat Leicester, Chelsea beat Newcastle, and Stoke beat Tottenham. That's a great result. Stoke beating Tottenham. Tottenham in the top 6. But that keeps us 10th. And that keeps us still 10 points away from the relegation zone. But it keeps us around about halfway to our points tally that we want by the end of the year. Dwight Gale is in the top 3 of the goal scorers. He's on 11 goals this season. Sean Kavanagh sneaking in there to the top 3 of the average ratings on 7.5. So next up sees Bournemouth. They see themselves in 17th. 3 wins, 3 draws, 9 losses, only on 12 points. So let's see how we go on against them. Everybody looks fit for this second game at the Bournemouth Stadium. That's where they play now. There we go. 19,000. Lovely stuff. Everyone looks fit enough to play for the second game in 2 days, 3 days even. So it's literally going to keep it the same. The only thing that came through was Marcus Madison's out for about 10 days. He's had a bit of abdominal strain in training, so everything stays exactly the same. We still have a lot of options coming from the bench. Let's see how we crack on against Bournemouth. As I said, see themselves in 17th, only on 12 points, 15 games played. Where the 3 wins come from? So they've actually beat City at home, they've beat West Ham at home, and they've beat Everton away. So very good wins that they've picked up as well. So let's see how we get on with them. In their team, they've got Loriente and Borja Baston. So they've absolutely raided Swansea when they went down to the Championship. Mark Pugh, Harry Arter, Jordan Ibe still there, Stephen Cook still there, Billy Cargill. So yeah, a lot of the players are still there, still going forward. I just want my team to pick up exactly where we left off last time. 5-0 at home to Crystal Palace. An amazing performance. They must be full of confidence. These boys must be. So let's see if we continue what we've done over the last 2 or 3 games. 10 minutes in, we've had a bit more of the game than Bournemouth. 72% possession, 88% pass completion. But since I've said that, they've gone up and scored 1-0. Fernando Loriente eyed with a free kick into the middle of the box. Just didn't deal with it at all, the defence. And they make it Bournemouth 1, Peterborough United 0. So Ibe goes all the way through. No one really takes responsibility for it. And Fernando Loriente is there to put them 1-0 up. And people could say it's against the run of play. But literally, other than that, nothing's really happened in this half. And now Jermaine is injured. Let's make that change. I'm going to push Leo back as the box-to-box. And then I'm going to bring Max Clayton on the wing. And let's see if that helps us there. But Lorente absolutely dominating the defence here. Or Jordan Ibe gets the ball up, but Sean Kavanagh there gets the header away. Now Leo on this right hand side still. Changes haven't been made. Into Zhao, into Jermaine. Jermaine plays it back to Chris Forrester, using that deep line playmaker role. Into Chekshera, into Sacco. Nice patient player from the boys. Into Jermaine. Jermaine plays it all the way back to Wisdom. Very much behind him there. But keeps hold of the ball. Forrester now. Nice and patient. Into Dwight Gale. Lovely through ball into Gale. Gale, hits it high and wide. Lovely first time pass from Zhao into the run of Dwight Gale. But couldn't make the most of it. Still Bournemouth 1, Peterborough United 0. That change has now been made. Max Clayton is on. Dwight Gale now not having the best of games. Sean Kavanagh now is injured. 60% his conditioning's gone down too massively. Oh, not the best of second games. We always have this one great game and then one very, very poor game. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the boys right now. I am going to bring Sean Kavanagh off. Don't really want him injured anymore. But it's just not good enough. They need to show me something different in the second half. Dwight Gale on a 6.3. Not his best. Let's go straight into the second half. We have dominated it kind of shots-wise and possession-wise, but Bournemouth are absolutely doing a job on us at the minute. As you can see here, very, very tight back four. 4-4-2 they're playing. Wisdom now with a throw-in. 10 minutes into the second half. Clayton launches it in. Oh, and that's 1-0. That's a fortuitous goal. Stephen Cook Steve Cook has put that into his own net. I think Max Clayton just drilled the ball into the middle, try and find Sacco or someone like Dwight Gale. Here we go, drills it in, and it just hits Steve Cook on the heels. And keeper probably should have done a bit better, but that makes it 1-1 now. And hopefully that'll be the catalyst to make us play a little bit better. Now, 20 minutes left of the half. I might bring Dwight off and bring someone like Zach Clough on. Hasn't had much game time because Dwight Gale's been in absolute sensational form since he came in. And let's see if we can nick a winner here. Coming into the last 10 minutes now. Saka with a free kick, launching into the back post, trying to find Baldwin. Teixeira picks that ball up now, launches the back post. Clough has made it 2-1. Instant impact from the substitute. Second goal of the season. Awesome ball from João Teixeira on that right-hand side. And Zach Clough on the shoulder of the right back there. Just nipping in the far post. Here we go, João Teixeira. What a ball that is. And Zach Clough doesn't miss those. Bournemouth 1, Peterborough United 2. Instant impact from Zach Clough. Exactly what I wanted. And that makes up for the poor game that Dwight Gale was having. Kingsley now at this left-hand side, going to try and find Bakary Saka, which he does. He's got acres of space to run into. Is he going to try and take on his man? He tries to, but Barragan shuts the door in front of him there, and they come back on the attack. Afobe, dangerous player coming forward, but it takes Kingsley and Chris Forrester to stop him. De Silva Lopez now with the ball, plays it back out to Andre Wisdom, and that just makes it to Max Clayton. Wisdom now with the ball back, but Sermon tackles him. But Baldwin tried to get in front of Borja Baston. Benik Afobe is away. Benik Afobe makes it 2-2. What an absolute humdinger of a match this is. Bournemouth are playing very, very well. They're not playing like they're 17th in the league at all. I thought Baldwin just nipped the ball ahead of Borja Baston there. He just didn't. Borja Baston pushed it through to Benik Afobe, and Benik Afobe, a striker of his quality, does not miss those. 5 minutes till the end of the game, and it's been a bit of a rocky one. Keeps us in the top 10 of the Premier League. It's been very, very even. They have done a job on us going forward. Only had 36% possession. They have hit us on the counter-attack a few times. Sacco now with the ball on the left-hand side. Is it going to be a late sting in the tail? No, there isn't. Bournemouth 2, Peterborough United 2. Again, another episode that we've got 4 points from it. A good win in a game we probably should have won, really, to be fair. Great to see Zach Clough coming off the bench and getting a goal. But we did have Jermaine Anderson that is going to be out for a couple of days with a bruised rib. Next time we will be back I'm going to come and do the Man City away and Arsenal at home games. We're going to have two very, very difficult games in the space of 3 or 4 days. And then after that, we're going to be doing the January transfer window. So I'm going to do what I did previously, do the first 3 games in that window, and any transfer news or anything like that, and then do the last 3 games in the window as well. 4 points from 2 games in this episode. Please do drop it a like to show your support in the episode and the series as a whole. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more content that's going to be coming forward in the next weeks and months. And until the 2 very tough games, Man City away and Arsenal at home, I'll see you soon.